Chapter 54. Quadrant. Square. The square, with its four sides, is symbolic of many sets of four. Its exactness is the symbol of perfection. It is one side of a cube. In masonry, a rough cube stone represents an unrefined human with potential. This cube is called the rough ashlar. Beside the rough ashlar is a perfect ashlar, made by the working tools of a mason. It symbolizes a perfected person. Vitruvian Man. Leonardo da Vinci drew this sketch of a perfected man represented by circling the square. The heel of one foot is brought to the hollow of the other, creating a squared right angle. Earth. Traditionally, the earth was drawn as a circle quartered by a cross. It is also symbolized as a circle or globe with a cross on top. The cross here represents longitude and latitude, as well as the cardinal directions. The horizontal line is the equator. This symbol is also for the summer and winter solstices and spring and fall equinoxes. Some North American tribes call this symbol a medicine wheel. It is north, east, south, and west, wind, fire, earth, and water, winter, spring, summer, and fall, white, yellow, red, and black, infant, youth, adult, and elder. This symbol is often on the drumheads of the shamans of Africa, Asia, America, and Northern Europe. In ancient India, to this day, modifications of the symbol are called swastika. The Sanskrit word swastika means auspicious. It is a symbol of good luck that Hindus, Jains, Buddhists, and others put on temples, clothing, and their homes for protection. In Mongolian shamanism, this symbol is called Kas. In China, it is called Wan and means all things. The swastika was used by many Indo-European people with the same meaning, and as a symbol for the king of the gods, i.e. Indra, Zeus, Perun, etc. Ancient natives of North and South America also used the swastika. This symbol was used by the Egyptians and later Canaanites and Hebrews as a symbol of good fortune. Other variations of the swastika were also used around the world. Ancient crosses, like the Celtic cross, the Maltese cross, and the Paleo-Hebrew Tau, are variations of this symbol. Inca, Mapuche, Maya, Hopi. Anthropologists have mistakenly guessed that it is a sun symbol, but it is the symbol of the four directions on Earth and on the ecliptic. Compass. A compass on a map is one layer of the meanings contained in the previous symbol. Many ancient cultures talked about the four winds and four gods of the four directions. In Hinduism, they are the Lokapalas, earth guardians, Kubera north, Yama south, Indra east, and Varuna west. In Buddhism, they are the Digpalas. In Egypt, they were the four sons of Horus, Imseti, Duamutef, Hapi, and Kebesenuef. The Greeks had the Anemoi, four winds, Boreas, the god of north wind and winter, Eros, the god of east wind and fall, Notus, the god of south wind and summer, Zephyrus, the god of west wind and spring. The Norse myths had four dwarves called Nordi, north, Sudri, south, Austri, east, and Vestri, west. The Aztecs had a Hecatl, who was the god of wind and the cardinal directions. In Mayan myth, the Bacab are four brothers at the four corners of the earth. The Bacab are Kansignal, north, white, Hosanek, south, yellow, Hobnil, east, red, Sakini, west, black. In East Asian countries, they are called the four heavenly kings, Feng, Tiao, Yu, and Shun. In China, the dragon kings of the four seas are Green Dragon of the east and spring, Red Dragon of the south and summer, Black Dragon of the north and winter, and the White Dragon of the west and autumn. The Iroquois tribe of North America has the wind god Gao, who controls the four winds: North Wind Bear, West Wind Panther, East Wind Moose, and South Wind Fawn. Hawaiians have a tradition of dwarf people called menehune. 4 menehune are said to control the 4 corners of the earth. Lamassu. This Mesopotamian symbolic creature is a composite of a lion, bull, eagle, and a man. It was known in the Levant as a cherub, and in Greece and Egypt as a sphinx. As the quartered circle symbolizes the cardinal directions on Earth, this symbol represents the cardinal directions of our galaxy. The 4 animals are the 4 constellations Leo, Taurus, Aquila, beyond Scorpio, and Aquarius, which make a cross in the sky. Hebrew cherub, Greek sphinx, Burmese manusiha, Persian gopat. Statues and reliefs of these tetramorphs were placed at entrances to cities, temples, and homes as a sign of protection. They not only symbolize the 4 directions of the ecliptic, but the flying chariots of the gods that can move in any direction while they guard the heavens. Skull and bones. This symbol has come to symbolize poison and danger of death. For Freemasons, it is simply a reminder that we are all mortal, and no matter our position in this life, all physical bodies return to the earth. As we have seen with the cross, it is also associated with good luck and protection. Crossing the bones of the forearms under the skull of the head has been used in ancient and modern cultures as a sign of worship and reverence as well. Egyptian bodies were religiously buried in this position. Occult societies like Scottish Masonry, Amorc, Wicca, and the OTO assume this pose in rituals and prayer. Many Christians also pray with folded arms under a bowed head. Crossed arms are found carved on the ruins of the Norte Chico civilization pyramids in Peru. Tetragrammaton, literally meaning 4-letter word. The Tetragrammaton is the 4 Hebrew letters for Yahweh, Jehovah. IHVH is the English transliteration. It is used as a symbol of power and protection on magic writings and talismans. Chapter 55, Pentacle. Pentagram. This 5-pointed star is a symbol of light and perfection. It symbolizes the 5 appendages of a human body, equally touching a perfect circle. Both the circle and the star represent the heavens. A heavenly person as the microcosm and macrocosm is depicted in the following 1615 woodcut by Robert Flood, also called Vitruvian Man, and Heinrich Cornelia Agrippa's Man in a Pentagram. Pentagrams are used for protection. That is why they are printed on U.S. fighter planes, uniforms of the armed forces, sheriff badges, and on country flags. It is also the reason the U.S. Department of Defense is in a building shaped like and called the Pentagon. This pentagonal shape fits a 5-pointed star perfectly. The pentagram is also drawn on the floor or in the air for protection in the rituals of ceremonial magic. The Nazis used the ancient swastika on their flags, badges, and aircraft for the same purpose of fortune and protection as the West does with the 5-pointed star. This protective symbol can also be found in the layout of cities like Washington, D.C. and Paris. Sopdet. In ancient Egypt, the goddess of the star Sirius was identified by a 5-pointed star above her head. She was later synchronized with Hathor and Isis. The star Sirius gets its name from Isis's husband, Osiris. It has been called Osiris's dog in Egypt, dog moon by the Inuit, wolf star and coyote star by the Pawnee and other tribes, the dog guardian of the path of souls by the Cherokee, the queen of heaven in Hawaii, and Loki's torch by the Norse. Sirius is associated with the Persian god Tishtriya and the Indian god Rudra Shiva. Duat. A 5-pointed star with a circle around it is the Egyptian hieroglyph for the underworld, which they called the Duat. This is where souls go after the body dies. It is no coincidence that it resembles the symbol for Sirius, the star of humanity's origin. Wuxing. We see the pentagram used today in traditional Chinese medicine as the 5 phases of qi: wood, fire, earth, metal, water. In a clockwise rotation, each element adds to the next. Following the lines of the star, each element breaks down the next. This system is used to treat certain organs of the body. They correspond to the 5 planets Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, Venus, and Mercury. This system is used for many other interactions such as the 5 senses, each of the 5 fingers, musical notes, etc. Panchabhuta is the Indian 5-element system. These elements are the classical Western fire, earth, water, air, and ether. Some correspondences are Prithvi, Varuna, Agni, Vayu, Akash, earth, water, fire, air, space, nose, tongue, eye, skin, ear, smell, taste, sight, touch, sound, ring finger, little finger, thumb, index finger, middle finger, root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra, heart chakra, throat, third eye, and crown chakras. Inverted pentagram. We see 5-pointed stars all over, but when one is drawn in a line form, many people are conditioned to fear, especially when it is drawn upside down. As with the hexagram, the upward pointing star is reaching to the heavens, and the downward star is extending from above in order to achieve heaven on earth. This symbol adorns all sides of the LDS Nauvoo temple. Those that choose to associate dark energy to a symbol do it to their own detriment. Eastern Star. A Masonic women's organization uses the inverted pentagram as their symbol. They connect the points of the star with 5 biblical women: Ada, associated with spring and a sword; Ruth, associated with summer and a sheaf of barley; Esther, whose symbol is a crown and scepter; Martha, associated with winter and a broken column; Electa, associated with autumn and a chalice. Rituals are held around a pentagonal altar with the Judeo-Christian Bible on it. Eastern Star Bibles have the inverted pentagram on the cover. The star in the east might refer to Venus or Sirius. Goat of Mendes. This goat pentagram was drawn by Stanislas de Gaeta in 1897. It was later adopted by LaVey's Church of Satan. It has been called the material pentagram because it faces down toward earth and has a goat to symbolize animal instincts. Pentagram in nature. The pentagram is found in many places in nature. A variety of flowers and blossoms have 5 petals and 5 points of the sepal. Fruits like the apple, papaya, and starfruit contain it. Pythagoras is said to have cut an apple during a ritual to show the hidden pentagram within to the initiates. Starfish and sand dollars clearly have the shape as well, as do eucalyptus seed pods and various vegetables. Humans have 5 limbs, 5 fingers and toes on each hand and foot, 5 senses, 5 tastes, etc. Chapter 56. Hexagram. Like the pentagram, this simple geometric shape has caused many ignorant people to fear that it has intrinsic power to cause some sort of harm. That is why we hear the phrase to put a hex on someone. Also, like the pentagram, the shape is found in nature. It is symbolic of the union of opposites, but it also refers to groups of 6, 12, and 24, as the hexagon is divided by 24 equal-sized triangles. This star, with its symbolism of masculine and feminine, light and dark, Shiva and Shakti, Om and Hrim, the heavenly and the earthly, etc., seems to hold the same meaning by all groups that use it: Hindus, Buddhists, Jews, Christians, Masons, Rosicrucians, magicians, Mormons, Rastafarians, Muslims, and occultists. In Hinduism, it is a yantra called Shatkona. The Anahata, or heart chakra, is shown as a Shatakona within a 12-petaled lotus. The heart, or thymus chakra, is the point where the 3 lower and 3 higher chakras unite. The hexagram is called the Seal of Solomon by some because esoteric Jews believe that the angel Michael gave Solomon a magic ring with a hexagram on it to control spirits with. It later became known as the Star of David and a symbol of Israel. Occultists use it as a talisman for summoning spirits, especially those associated with Saturn. Modern science has discovered a large hexagonal shape on the top of the planet Saturn. Cube. A cube, like a dice, has 6 sides and 12 edges. As discussed earlier, the cube is a symbol of a human, and when its edges are squared, it is symbolic of a perfected being. When the sides of a cube box are unfolded, it makes a cross. Elements like sodium naturally form perfectly cubic crystals. We are the salt of the earth. The Holy of Holies in Solomon's temple was an exact cube. So is the Kaaba temple that was made by ancient Arabians. Many altars built for offerings and covenants are as well. Rosette. The symbols of the Slavic thunder god Perun have 6 points. This is the symbol of some Sumerian gods as well. The Jews linked the 6-pointed star to the god Jehovah, aka Jove or Jupiter. The above first pentacle of Jupiter was used to conjure the spirits of Jupiter. The Mormon prophet Joseph Smith kept this talisman on his person. 666. The Beast. In the Christian book of Revelations, a symbolic beast rises to great power. The beast is the infrastructure of selfishness and capitalism in the world. Edgar Cayce called the number of the beast the number of man. It is a carnal man. In Jewish numerology, the number 7 stands for completion and perfection, but 6 precedes 7 as something yet imperfect, a non-spiritual person.